liked me, and I knew him real well, and we played a lot of lockjaw, and he thought I was a fine player. He said, Coleman said, Nelson Hogan. Everything got quiet for me. And so he said, they'll beat him too. So the match got on. And they did, okay, they changed it down, they didn't play with it, that stopped all the $5,000. They got down to $25 Nassau or something. That was the most unusual golf day of 4 players. 85 was one of them that I've ever seen. They didn't one man miss a shot or a putt practically all day long. And they just birdies, and we finally went one up on those kids at the 10th hole, par 5. Couldn't get anywhere near there in 2, and Hogan hold about an 80-yard wedge for eagle 3. First time we went one up. The next hole was a driving 2-iron, and I made 3. And it went like that. They make it. We made them along with them, and we come finally to the. It was just unbelievable. Everybody was birdie near every hole. A lot of them were, and so we come to the last hole, and the last hole at Cypress. You had to drive over the trees and land down the fairway. We're down there, and so we're one up. And Harvey and I had tied the 16th from the back tee with drivers with deuces on that 16th over the water. And so we get on the 18th, everybody's in the fairway, and I'm on the green about. I wasn't very close. I thought I was the farthest away. I was about 30 feet, and Hogan was about 12. I guess about 12 feet. Ken Ventura 15 and Harvey. So ball down, and so Kenny knocked his butt in. And so to make a long story short, Hogan put it right in on top of it. Our best ball, Hogan and my best ball were 59. We won one up. It's been written up a number of times, and there's been some films for little film. There's been some film out of it. It was one of those days when everybody started birding the first hole. It just seemed like it caught fire. We just thought it's unbelievable. So,
seems like John told me that you were like 5 under at the turn, one down. You and Hogan are 5 or 6 under. Does that sound?
Yeah, I think that's true. And we finished. I've made 3 at eagle 3 at 10. I had made 3 at 11 with a driving 2-iron, and I think we did make 4s at the next. And then we made all 3s in, except the 2 at 16. Sure. And that's some track. Yeah. It was one of those days. And what happened was, see, they knew there was going to be a lot of people want to see this match, so they said we were going to play a pebble. Well, so we didn't play a pebble, but by the time we got through, well, the word is you moved around. By the time we got through, well, there's several people everywhere.
Oh, boy. All right, how about some questions? Raise your hand and I'll just kind of move around. How about Max?
A couple questions. Number one, what year was that? Because I was in San Francisco in the 60s, and I can't remember when Ventura turned pro. And the second question is, because I know you're very good friends with Ventura, and since he is retired, your comment about Ken Ventura as a man as a golfer.
Well, Kenny never was. Kenny was went from the amateur ranks. I don't even. He was still an amateur. I guess in the late 50s, because when he was leading the Masters in 1956, I believe, going to the last round, he was an amateur then.
Yeah.
Still then. I don't know when, but he never was. He just when he was a family, he had a few little places around, But basically, he never was actually a pro at a club as such, like Ross has been or that I've been. But of course, he was always in golf, one way or another. And of course, he was so capable and so able, and handled himself so well that he soon got on TV. And of course, he's on TV longer than what, 29, 30, 31 years or something, and did a magnificent job. And Kenny had a great knack about with playing around the green. You've seen through the tips and stuff he gave. He was as good as that as anybody ever saw. That before they had the 60-degree wedges to get the ball in there and like that. And he was something else. And then when he won the Open in '64, Congressional in Washington, that last round, especially the last round of Miracle, he actually had a sunstroke, so to speak, or the heat stroke. And he remembers very little about the round except the last hole. He really don't. And I was there watching it, and I'll never forget one thing happened on the way going to there. You all know Doug Sanders, who he was and is. And he was on the same flight I was going to Washington when it'd be open there. And so somebody was talking about, and I said, well, I said, Kenny is playing very, very well. I said, he's playing beautiful. He continued and Doug had some unkind remarks to make. And but he did apologize to me after the term was over. But Kenny was still is one of the best friends I have. He's very happily married now to his second wife, and just doing great. Lives in California, down Palm Desert now, and we're in touch quite regularly. He tells stories on me that does. They're all stories. They're wound up here. He thought I played pretty good. I started with Kitty. The story was that, to see Kenny, Eddie Lauer, getting back to Lauer, he knew I was going to the National Amateur in Seattle in 1963, I believe it was. And so he said, I got a kid that I want you to watch play. I said, I've been trying to help him, but he's beyond me. I want you to look at it. And so I watched him. He played Mason Rudolph in the first round, the amateur. Mason beat him. He played well. Mason played a little bit better. And so after the round was over, I introduced myself to Ken and told him that I was going to college, going to San Francisco after the tournament, and I'd see him there and we'd have a game. He said, oh, Eddie, that's what Eddie wanted to do. So we did, and we went out and played. He tells the story. We played the San Francisco Golf Club, which was a fine course. And the first time that I played with him. And Eddie was playing, we had a course with him, and he held everything in sight. He shot 66 that day. And he came in, and he was expecting me to brag on him. And he tells, this way he tells the story. He said, expecting me to brag on him. He said, we were having a coke, sitting around talking, and so he said, I said to him, I said, Kenny, that is quite a 66 you shot today. And Eddie wants me to help your game. Meet me out here any morning at 9 o'clock. We got about 6 or 7 things we need to make. He was a great player. He was an excellent player. Well, that's the story about it.
We'll go right over here. I got one other comment. We'll get your question, Mr. Green. We were at the tournament a couple weeks ago, and one of the players we were with asked Mr. Nelson a question about, I can't think of the guy's name, but he came up to you and he was all proud that he had shot 62. And you said, I never shot 62. And he got a big smile on his face. Shot 61 a couple of times.
Yeah, I know how to let people down easy.
Byron,
Yes, sir.
I've been telling people for a long time a story I played in a tournament that you played in, and you won. It was the Odessa Parameter of 1950. And the thing I'd like to check is that I have some statistics in my mind of how it went. And I wonder if you remember that particular one well enough. Am I about right?
Yes, you're right. They actually, I think we're talking about the first one, I think.
Was that, okay.
Yeah, the first one. And Jay, they played a lot on it, but that's the first one. And Bo Weiniger was an amateur and a good.
Yeah, he was your partner.
Right, and so they told me if I come out and play, why Weiniger was doing out there, then I could have Weiniger as my partner. Well, of course, I went out and played, and Weiniger, we both were just here, Byron. We go to the 13th hole, par 5, first round. And we were, I think, about 7 under par, 7 or 8 under par at this time. And so I had not played a practice round on the course. So we get on the tee, Weiniger said that this hole, this 13th hole, said, we're, I think it's 7 under par, and you can reach this green in 2. And I said, well, we've been making 3s on every hole, why don't we make 3? He kind of looked at me, and we did. We made 3. He told that story. He built that story up a lot. But the two things. Another thing happened there that time. They put me up in a house that was out in the edge of the country, a very nice place. Not a big home, but a very nice place. And I was there by myself. It was a maid, but I was there by myself. And so later, the next year, of course, I didn't go back there because then I became acquainted with Mac Boring and stayed with him from then on. And found out that that place was owned and operated by one of the biggest gamblers in the state. But he wasn't there when I was there. So I did the gambling.
Well, I played with the golf pro from Waco, Otis Beck, who grew up with you. And we were 17 under par on a 72-hole 4-ball stroke play, better ball on each hole. We were 17 under and out of the money. And my recollection, and this is what I've been telling you, my recollection is that the second place team was 24 or 25 under par. And you were 27 under par on your own ball. And with Weiniger, you were 36 under.
Say, Ross, I've heard many times that the house over by the tee box on number 9 used to be the pro shop.
That's right.
Can you tell us about? I always try to figure out, well, how did the course lay out for the pro shop to be there?
I don't know. I came down here in 1966 on a vacation with my family, and we came down to Kerrville and had a guy that was pro in Houston by the name of Monk Keith. I don't know.
I worked at Hughes Club.
Yeah.
And I knew Monk Keith.
Yeah, Monk Keith they'd hired him to come down here as pro and oversee the building of the golf course. And they were working up on number 14, I think. They were just doing some dirt work in 1966. And so that's all I know. I wasn't here when that they had the cart barn and the clubhouse there at number 9 T. Underneath that was the cart barn, and above that was the clubhouse.
Yeah.
But I